Hi guys, this is Fernando doing another review for the Modern Survivalist. In this case I'm going to be showing you the new Leatherman Wingman. New Leatherman Wingman. Before I reviewed, the previous multi-tool reviewed was the Leatherman Sidekick, the new Leatherman Sidekick, which is this tool you see here. There's a review and you can see it if you look up the channel. This has been previously reviewed. I also have the tool that I carry with me every single day, which is the Charge TTI, which is similar to the Wave, just with a bit of nicer handles as well. And here is a tool that we're going to be reviewing today, the new Leatherman Wingman. Nice name. I think it works. The tool itself is very similar to the new Sidekick, which I reviewed previously. Very similar. It only has a few minor differences, which may be what you're needing or not, and that's going to be up to you. If we compare both of them, closed, pretty much, yeah, it's hard to tell the difference between the two. Okay, size, general shape. Opening it up, you find that you see mostly the same thing in both tools. Alright, I mentioned how I liked so much the pliers in these new tools, the Sidekick and the Wingman, how it works very well. It actually cuts well, which is something I've seen it criticized. And we're going to be cutting this little nail here so as to show that it does actually cut. Okay, grab it like that, put a bit of pressure in it, and well, no. Didn't catch it. It cut it over there, and it does work. It does work very well. It works better than the Charge and the Wave, the pliers. So if that's something that Leatherman could improve on, that would be great. You actually have like more surface, more grabbing surface over here as well. It's a bit more aggressive. Nice. Going back to the comparison between the two tools. We of course have blades on both of them that open single-handedly, alright, and they lock with a liner lock, as you see here. This one is the Sidekick, this one is the Charge. Sorry, this one is the Sidekick, this one is the Wingman. And I actually like the blade in the Wingman better. I don't like this sort of half serrated, half straight presentation that you have in the Wingman. I don't find that useful. I'd rather sharpen my blade as normal, or if the blade requires it, I'd rather have a full length of serrations instead. I mean, I'd rather have 100% straight or serrations, but not this half. I see how it could come in handy as a general cutting tool if what you're needing is something that may be used for ropes. This would cut ropes rather well. This sort of sheep foot serrations that you see here, these cut ropes nicely. And you would have the upper section for more delicate tasks. Okay, as much as I don't like this sort of setup in a knife, it's been done pretty well, and within that half presentation, this would work sort of adequately. You would have to keep sharp this section over here. Also, there's the matter of not being symmetric. You see the blade, the angle they use here is different from the one you have over there. Okay, this one is more steep. You see that? This one is more steep. This one, so it's asymmetric. It's not the same on both sides. You know, not a great complication, but this one is the type of blade someone that cutting lots of rope and cutting lots of harder materials will want to keep in mind. Not as easy to sharpen though. On the other side, instead of having a saw like we had in the Sidekick, in the Wingman we have these scissors that you see here. That lock with a liner lock. So it's giving great importance to the scissors. Okay, they are pretty beefy, kind of well made, and nice scissors. But again, I'd rather go for the Sidekick. I think it's more useful to have the saw instead of these scissors. The scissors I can improvise with a sharp blade, which I have in the Sidekick. I cannot improvise as easily this nice saw I have here. So maybe it's in your case, in your lifestyle, you do need scissors very often. So that would be great for you. These scissors are very nice, very well made, tough and firm. It's a good pair of scissors for a small tool like this one. Locks with a liner lock as well, like the blades. And that's pretty much where the difference ends. I mean, other than the blade and the scissors, you still have the same screwdrivers on this side, like the ones you have in the Sidekick as well, here in the Wingman, which are adequate for the job is intended for this sort of multi-tool. Nice beefy flat and Phillips screwdrivers. And on this side we have the same bottle opener, the same nasty file that I didn't like much. I think it's much better done in the Charge Wave models, and I think they could have done a shorter version of those here instead of this file that just isn't nice. It's not nice at all. And the ruler, I'd much rather have a ruler here in the handles, even if it's not straight. I'd much rather have more of a length and, you know, like longer markings. That may have worked. I think that's something that could be improved on. And here we have another tool that I'm not crazy about, which is something, it's called a box opener or box cutter. I don't know, guys. I don't know what you think about it. It's like a hook with an edge, very sharp over here. You know, I'm thinking of the scissors. I'm thinking of this. Maybe someone is opening packages all day and needs like a good pair of scissors and this sort of tool here, which is kind of odd. I mean, looking back at the Sidekick, which I think has, it's a great model. Looking back at the Sidekick, instead in the Sidekick we have a secondary emergency blade with this sheepfoot type of blade. Let's take a good look at this. Isn't that sort of similar? Wouldn't this blade do the same tasks as this crazy little tool here? You see that? Wouldn't it do pretty much the same and at the same time give me a real blade all over? Maybe if opening packages is your thing, what's maybe for a mailman, something that is receiving deliveries often, maybe this would be a good thing. I myself would rather go for the other one. So basically, folks, that's it. This is going to be a shorter review because many of the other things I've mentioned it in the Sidekick review, so take a look at that as well. Basically, the difference we have in the tool is the blade. Instead of having a straight blade, we have half in the Wingman. Alright, maybe if you're cutting ropes often, if you're cutting through harder materials, you may be needing this. I'd rather have the straight edge like the one in the Sidekick. So the other difference is instead of having the saw, you have these scissors. Okay? You have these scissors and the box opener we saw inside. So basically that's it, guys. The two new tools reviewed. My opinion, this is a more practical, more useful tool. It has a couple of tools that will come in handy much more often than this one. Unless your job requires lots of rope cutting, lots of box opening, lots of scissor use, that you will be having in the Wingman instead. Okay, guys? So this has been the review of the new Leatherman Wingman. Hope you liked it, and see you on our next video. Take care, guys.